gotcha. So Zelwood, while he's sitting there, kind of was as Artful leaves, kind of look towards you when he's not reading, being like, "Are you okay?"
Just adjusting to a more nomadic lifestyle.
Hmm. Say, good with people, right?
So I've been told.
So on this vacation, I want to try making friends, other than the friends I have right now. If you get what I mean.
Okay.
That I've, hmm, and see, I have trouble. So, but I'm not. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, and I get inclination that you do, since you're good with people.
I have the feeling that sometimes you do know what you're doing wrong and you just choose to ignore it. The problem is, if you don't give a shit, then you end up not giving a shit in a conversation. One of the biggest skills you learn when trying to get people to like you is figuring out when they don't like you. You know, reading that body language of "I'm too polite to tell you to fuck off."
Body language, okay. So that's the thing. I am bad at reading body language.
From what little I've seen, it's something that could do with some improving, yes.
Well, I want to try. I've definitely felt lacking from a recent conversation, and I want to try this vacation.
What
Uh,
happened in the recent conversation? Just, so I have a ground level for where you're at right now.
mm, I read somebody's emotions wrong, uh, so it led
Or
to
did
a
you read
very
their emotions correctly and the reason behind them incorrectly?
yeah. I think that is it.
Then, when you realized that you'd read the emotion behind or the reason behind them correctly, did you then switch reasons? Did you think, oh, I've clearly guessed the wrong thing? Maybe I should let them cool off, or maybe I should come up with a different
Mm,
conclusion.
I didn't realize that too after.
Ah, see. But the fact that you realized it, you're getting there.
Well, well, I want to. I don't know what to do next. I feel like I'm stuck. I get
Anytime
reading
you feel,
emotions, but
uh, anytime you feel like somebody is a little bit uncomfortable with the situation, stop. Just take a second. Don't talk. Give them a look over. Try not to be creepy about it, and just try and figure out where they're at right there. If they're uncomfortable,
mm,
you know, and if it looks like they're just uncomfortable and want you to leave, then say, come up with some bullshit excuse. It's what's worse. It's what's worked for me. And if they're just uncomfortable because you've touched on a wrong subject, the subject.
mm, okay. I can put things together. Hanu said a similar thing, not exactly like yours. Hers was a little different, but I think that's just Hanu's culture.
I also think she's
Uh,
a bit of a gentler person than I am.
that is true. Do I love
At
her?
least in conversation.
Hmm, I love her though. As a friend. I like correct make sure to correct that immediately as I look at you squinting.
She wouldn't squint at you. She wouldn't even like be phased. And as soon as you went as a friend, she'd be like, "Oh,
Yeah. So so
ah,
just
you
like
have no
making
concept of
sure.
platonic love. I see."
so so I'll kind of just make sure it's like since you're an outsider, I guess it's easier to kind of drop the act. I don't think it do good against you anyways, since
And
you're.
sometimes better to have an outside opinion, you know, somebody who hasn't known you for a long time who can tell you, here's where you're fucking up, here's where you're doing good.
Hmm.
Because you can tell that it's an objective opinion. They just met you.
Yeah, that's why I'm talking to you. You
Well,
just
I'm
give it to me
honored.
straight. Besides, being shady on other things, at least when it comes to this, you're straight with me.
Honestly, that's fair. I'll give you that.
Oh, my actual personality is not terrible. So it kind of looks at you.
Babette's just kind of like, again, just kind of shifts and is like, huh.
um, I find it easier, as you say, or as I think unconsciously. It's easier to act the fool.
Indeed, it is. I would reduce that further and just say often it's easier to act.
Mm, truly is. I don't know if I like that though, but I find that this personality, people don't, or at least people I care about, don't really like it.
They don't really like it.
They describe it as cold and cynical. I guess you could say
Mm,
that.
you have your moments.
Hmm. Yeah, that in the ruins back there, that kind of leaked out a little bit. I don't want to
I
mean
mean,
to.
cold and cynical can be a very subjective way of being.
No, it could be. Just.
Compared to them, yes, you can be. But
Mm,
again, compared to
as
they all have that. You guys are a broody group sometimes.
you just realized that?
Oh no, I'm just commenting on it for the first time.
Yeah, broody is a good definition for our group. So that's why it's easy to, in that case, acting yes, but actually acting the fool can sometimes help with the broodiness. But
Or sometimes just saying, fuck it. That also helps. You know, just put it away, deal with it later when you have the time. And in the moment, just say, fuck it.
honestly, I think I should try doing that. But I feel like there are individuals in the group that had opposite reactions that I want. But
There's a difference between, fuck it, I'm gonna go rob a bank, and fuck it, I'm just gonna enjoy myself.
when so kind of like looks at you and kind of like tilts his head, like confused. It's like,
The difference?
yeah, what's the difference? So it's kind of like pondering, just like,
Fuck it, I'm gonna rob a bank is I've given up entirely, I'm not going back to ever caring. Fuck it, I'm going to enjoy this moment is I'm aware of the shitty things, but this moment is now. I'll get back to the shitty things when it's convenient.
kind of like you know how when someone like has like a kind of like a light bulb that pops in their head or kind of something like clicks. That can kind of
Mm-hmm.
look. Something kind of clicks in those kind of eyes you see, and so kind of live in the moment and worry about the issues later. That's what you're.
Just don't forget about them, otherwise they'll bite you in the ass.
Okay, I think I could do that. I mean, I
A
think that's
spy
what
is a
justification's
place to
for.
try. Yes.
Well, then I guess gotta enough live in the moment. But that's
If Babette still has a drink, she'll raise it to the moment.
in the moment. And clicks it, drinks it, and then see him kind of like shift, and it has kind of now you see the kind of difference, and then he switches kind of ways. Well then, I guess we're almost there.
Indeed, we are.
And if you see the switching personality right there,
Mm-hmm. And
in the scene, yeah, quick little thing. So, yeah,
Two
Bobette.
and a half hours later, you arrive.
Mm, mm, yes. Um.
and then got
Right.
challenged to a duel, got a Molotov thrown at you.
And now I'm on a what date? So that's a really. It's also like
No, you're being bribed with alcohol not to, press charges or mention that, see somebody in the public eye throw a Molotov cocktail at you.
oh. Hmm.
Welcome to
Okay.
Offale.
Now I'm curious this. I'm definitely in my mindset for this conversation now. I'm a little drunk. Kind of definitely like sitting at the L I'm guessing we're having right now. So I kind of comes down looking across at her.
Hey,
I'm so
okay? The soup is for her family, okay?
So
I'm
it
really
kind
here
of
getting
is like
soup for her family.
buddy. So but yeah. So I was kind of drinking, kind of just like looking across. And after a little bit, so it would be like, so what brings you here, Terry?
Oh, right over there. And she points off, kind of leans, and you can see like pointing like down past the uh, lakeside drive past a spa. Uh, Somewhere in that vague direction. Because grew up right around the block over there.
So we're returning home for a little bit.
Oh no, my mom lives in the city now. I am getting away from home.
Hmm. Have a stressful life. Job stressful.
She kind of like leans back, crosses her arm, looks at you, squints her eyes, takes her beer, puts it back. Yeah, something like that, I guess you could say. Musician lifestyle on the road, make a lot of money, starving artist, you know.
Get a sense of that. I am an adventurer.
Do a lot of starving in the adventuring lifestyle, or
Nah, a lot of death. You know, getting stabbed, blown up. Things trying to eat you.
sounds dangerous. Like something straight out of a bard's tale.
Sure
Puts back another
does.
beer.
Though to be honest, out of all my recent adventures, the one that caught me surprised is this tiefling woman throwing a Molotov cocktail at me.
She
You
points
gotta.
at you. Remember, the agreement was tab, and that never happened.
To be honest, kind of like Swinson. I don't mind the drink really, but I think there's something else would be much nicer than just drinks.
Levels her eyes
So
at
kind of
you.
roll his things, and he kind
Half-witted,
of
one of her eyebrows goes up. Says something. You speak halfling?
no, just we gotta play.
Says something, you don't understand it. And just kind of shrugs her shoulders. What's that?
Be my friend, at least for the week. I'm new to Hawville, as you could probably tell, and want someone just to hang out with. I'm here with people, but they're more like chaperones. Kind of just want to have a little fun for friend.
I kind of thought that's what we were doing, but
Well,
go ahead and make it
drink.
awkward if you want to. Puts back another
I would
beer.
tell
Where are you from? God, that accent is really weird. And you say some pretty strange stuff.
Koiko. I've heard of it.
No, it sounds like an island, maybe?
A multitude of islands down south.
Hmm.
But
So does that make you a pirate? You're not just an adventurer then. Hmm. You have a ship.
used to have a ship.
Did it have a name?
Way steeper.
That's a good name.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen it in a while. Been here for a couple months now. Has it been? It's been a month and a half, right? Just travel.
At this point in time, it has been a month.
A month, okay. Yeah. Been on land for a month here. Not fun. Not fun.
Afraid of losing your sea legs?
Nah, really. But I do miss the water. The lake here is nice, and I kind of tilt my head over there. But I do miss the sea.
And why are you here?
Business.
Hmm. See, everybody who says business like that means business. It's quotation marks.
Well, I am a adventurer, quotation mark. It's just like, I mean, there's a guild here in St. Guild. I mean, honestly, there's a lot here we have to do, so that's why I generalized it as business.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm,
How
go
many
ahead.
adventures, or how long have you been doing this adventuring lifestyle? You seem young. It's admittedly hard to tell with you elves. Definitely not one of Adam Rousseau's.
No, no, I've been doing it for 6 months. My time's right. Dawn, it feels a while. Feels a lot more than 6 months. A lot of things to happen.
Got a retirement plan in this adventuring lifestyle? Would come with health benefits.
I think it doesn't come from you have benefits, but hopefully we have a retirement. I don't know. Tiani's lost on where things will go. I'm just
Let me guess.
mm,
You're some sort of secret elven prince, and you're trying to get back to Lethloria, and wherein you'll be able to seize your destiny and find yourself the rightful king of the elven people. I am somewhere in the ballpark. Blinks a few times.
fantasies are real, but reality could be much crueler than that. No.
Does a character act?
Mm,
I've heard of a couple of actors that stay in character 24/7. What troop are you with? Madame Rousseau definitely is not the type of person to attract an actor that stays in character like you. I'll admit, the naive yet brooding persona is really, really keen, but I don't know if it's really much of a fad right now in the city, to be honest. Most of the heroes on the stage these days are the flashy debonair types. Maybe in Avalon, though. I hear they do love that particular trope.
the brooding heroes.
Tilts back a beer.
I mean, that hero concept. Whatever they call it, adventurers do something great. I don't know. I'm just doing what I can do and protect the people I care about. It's all really not meant for the moment. And honestly, I'm trying not to be at the moment. I'm pretty enjoying this drink with you. But you were curious, so answer.
How long are you going to be in town?
It's all the numbers. A week. 6 more days.
I'll be honest, even if I wasn't trying to bribe you to get our earlier engagement, I would continue to pay for your drinks for the rest of this week just to see if you'll slip out of this character act. That being said, I have one last night in the spa before I move down the street to the inn. So, take advantage of that. See you later, show off. Points at the bartender. Like, she does like, he don't speak, thieves can't, but she kind of like does a little thing with her hands and he nods. And after she leaves, he goes, "Drinks are on us."
Hello there. What do you say? I don't remember.
Drinks are on us.
Drinks are on us.
He brought you a drink as he said it too.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be
like,
over for his duel tomorrow.
so kind of like looks his offering. What is your name, by the way, bartender? Barman. It's the bartender, but barman. I mean.
Bartender. Oh man.
Bartender.
Neither one of these are good. Sounding. Oh gosh. Give me a
I
second.
forgot what it's called. When it's like you're talking, it's barkeep, right?
Yeah.
Yes, there you go.
Barkeep. Barkeep. Sorry, weird mindset right now. Barkeep. What is it?
Hey, Seamus.
Meet you, Seamus. I'm Zell. Kind of look. How late is it?
It is pretty fucking late now. I couldn't have that already left after this fucking point in time, and you've both talked for too long. I need you to make me one last Constitution saving throw.
Shit. Constitution 13.
Nah, you're pretty drunk. You're pretty drunk now, because you did 2 of these before that one, and you managed to get through the conversations for each one. But inevitably that alcohol is going to hit you.
Yeah.
And so yeah, you get pretty drunk, and you're actually as a result actually go to sleep instead of meditating this night because you just fall unconscious from being drunk when you get back into your room.
Hell yeah.
You
What dreams do
wake
I
up.
have?
You don't even remember
Alcohol
it
dream.
when you wake up in the morning. You don't even remember when you wake up in the morning. It's just reminiscent of the conversation you had, some conversations with both older and younger Arthur, and something about a spa inside of a train, and then you wake up and it's to knocking on your door, and Arthur being like, "Oh, yo, are you in there, man? Because your duel was supposed to be 30 minutes ago."
Wait, 30. So like gets up. opens
is
the
closed.
door like really bad hangover. It's like, wait, you said 30 minutes ago? Fuck.
No, I just was trying to put you into a panic. It doesn't start
I assume
get
I'd like to think
dressed.
that Dad is also there with him, and she just kind of like golf claps Arthur.
And sounds like no, it's just like no shirt on, was about to run out, and just like, really?
Here,
Where
eat.
did
And eat, get dressed. He hands you a bagel and closes the door. And yes, looks at you, Babette, and you both go down. And having already eaten breakfast this morning,
So he goes down really groggy, just like his hair is not in his ponytail anymore. It's all like down. It kind of has that bad hair going on right now.
Well,
Really?
if you can beat him looking like this, then you'll definitely be the greatest. And if you can beat someone hungover, you can beat anyone.
Why did I drink so much last night?
You were
Uh,
now why did you drink so much last night?
that just looks at Arthur and mimics horns.
I don't know. I had a interesting conversation with a person. It was fun. So, kind of lost track of the drinks and time.
That is sounds a lot like a vacation. Huh.
So I was told
Now, on
I
to
had to
day 2. You have a
by the way, you
duel.
two, since you two are here, what's a being character act? What's a character act, by the way?
How about we focus on the duel?
But I've been literally thinking about this this morning. Do I get stuck in character or like uh
The only
Sometimes
character you need to worry about right now is that of being
the
Allvale's
greatest.
greatest duelist. Get
uh,
out there. Come on, man. Let's do this.
so it's just like face like pulls just like dragging and he's like fuck. And then like if he can he
Hands
like
him
takes
water. Like
yeah he like he drinks a little bit of it and then he takes a little bit and splashes it in his face. Just like rubbing it in to wake himself up. Oh, alright, let's do this. Where are we supposed to meet him again?
Sports. Same place, back in the middle of town.
Let's get there.
To get there, you can see that he's back in the center. He's got his sword stabbed right back into the middle of it. He's dressed in like a nicer coat today than what he was wearing yesterday, and you can see as you approach, he takes off his coat and like puts it over his sword, so it's hanging off of the sword, and he starts stretching. There was quite a few more people out this time because the story having been spread of how quickly you knocked him out during that arcane battle the night before. And it looks like most of the small little town has made it out, of about like 60-something people out here. A relatively large crowd for such a little town. And several of them are their breakfast and stuff. You can see that the tavern, not the tavern, but the restaurant right next to it, had brought chairs out from outside of it and is also serving the people around the bar area. And you, as you approach, you can see Gustav straightens up and takes his his coat off and he drapes it over his arm, and he gives a bow to you and says, "It was a fine duel yesterday, I will admit. Not the better of me. You are clearly the more superior age."
So P would pretty much do the same bow. And says, yes, and you are clearly the better marshal. Quite impressive.
Of this, I am glad that we can at least agree. Perhaps it'll come down to coin flip.
Yeah, marshal versus a arcane. I like it. And I'll go with 2. It was a 1d2.
Mm-hmm. All right. A second. You got it.
Magic battle. Alright.
Lifts the coin up into the air. You catch it and you sit on the back of your hand. And he looks down and waits, and you look at him and lift your hand off the top of the coin. It is the tail side of a golden coin. And he goes, "Keep it."
And so would keep it. So,
Takes his jacket and he puts it over the over the sword, and you can see that he looks pretty upset about the fact that it didn't end up as his favorite terrain on this. But you can see that he's wearing a holster underneath his arm now, rather than on his hip, and he pulls out a wand of this wood that is of such dark black material that it looks like almost like it's made out of black obsidian. And
they give you non-magic
as you hold, what's it giving off magic wise? It's just giving off magic.
Oh fuck.
Does he look like temper tantrum, or does he look like he's got murder in his eyes?
No, he looks like many people do when they're getting serious for a duel. You can give me an insight check if you want to try and.
20.
He looks like anybody that's getting ready for a duel.
Okay, yeah, I just was wondering.
He seems more certain in his victory, and his there doesn't look to be much doubt in his eyes right now. So either he's extremely arrogant after last night, or extremely stupid, or he's got something up his sleeve this time around that he didn't last time. You're not certain. That 20 will get you that much. He got floored last time, and yet this time he doesn't look the least bit scared by the fact. Seems irritated, but not scared.
Okay.
Alright.
So kind of like seeing that, and like Tilt Cell gets a little bit more serious and kind of like
the new wand.
Yeah. Cell doesn't like that. It's not getting off any kind of magic to it. It's just magic, which is scary in Cell's department of like shit.
Alright. And roll me that spell attack roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast a first level spell with this as well.
All
So
right.
1d4, right? On top of it.
Yes.
Alright. 25. 27.
Okay, give me a second. Is whoa.
Rolled twice.
Mhm.
What was your total?
27.
All right, you succeed. You see as the blast of the magic hit in the middle. This time, rather than white through the middle, it's still flecked with the gold rays coming off of his, but you see that instead it's a solid black ray that hits yours from the other side.
Oh.
Okay. Alright.
Mm.
But that was by... Alright, noted. Give me a second. Okay. He still seems to be standing strong this time, though. Put a lot of effort into that, but it doesn't seem like it's actually accrued much stress off of him at this point. So go ahead and roll again.
Alright. I'm gonna do another first level on this one.
Ooh.
So 18.
Okay. Again, this time you managed to like buffer past. You can see it as like he kind of like presses in, but once more your kind of wraps bands around it and pushes it back several points. At this point, you see that he kind of like buckles for just a moment, like one of his knees kind of quivers, and he like drops a stance for just a second. As there's just enough spillover from that one to add to the spillover from the last one. So he is accrued now 1 point arcane stress. Okay. Now, let's go again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna cast another first level this one. Natural
Ooh.
fucking 20. Plus 28.
I would have lost gotten a 4.
What?
If you got
also
4
got a natural 20.
20.
Oh.
They also got a natural 20. And so they're not even, and they didn't even spend effort in this, and they matched yours. So, nothing on either side. Instantly, just, you can see as it builds up between the two of them. And there you are.
Alright.
Alright. Okay.
Rolling
Okay.
again.
Yep.
Alright. 23. And this one, I am going to do my second slot. And put
second slot is 1d4, 1d6. I think it's third, right? That gets 1d6. So
First, third, yeah. So you're
Yeah,
still
that's
second
two.
is still 1d4.
all right. 25.
Okay. Oof. Okay. That gives them their second level of arcane stress. All right. One more thing of arcane stress available to them. All right.
Roll again.
Yep.
22, and I'm casting a third level on this one. So finish it out. So 1d6. Ooh, 27.
All right. That final one was a 22. So you got with that last one as you kind of feel it like buckling just a little bit more, and he gets ready to kind of like bolster back, and you get the feeling that he probably was about to put all he had into the next little bit of it, and you instead take the opportunity, and then suddenly you watch as he collapses in the middle of the stage. His magic whoosh, dispels around, and you see as like bands of light and arcane ruins kind of fade away like glowing embers, and the harmonica band, which had been moving between, kind of comes to a climactic head, and everybody bursts into applause, and people kind of turn to each other in excited conversation, talking about like old duels and stuff they'd seen, and
That was all my
breakfast is
slots.
paid for.
That was all my slots, so that was actually really close.
Yeah, it was all of theirs too, and they didn't have a lot there for them. They were getting pretty lucky on their rolls.
Yeah. I wanted to guarantee that shit, so I waited for my last one for the last day. But man, those two natural 20s though together. So kind of.
Wait a second. Nope, that's totally fine. Actually, I just thought about something else. Never mind. You're all good.
Okay.
DM
Bob
tearing
stands
up.
up from his thing and wipes away something, and he lifts up, and you see as he's this time he like puts his hair back into its place and puts his coat on, and you see as he puts the sword sharply into its scabbard, and he squares his shoulders and he walks away without a word.
Like, kind of look to Babette at the part, because you're probably like my coach at that point, and being
Was
like,
he walking away in like I've accepted defeat, or I'm gonna try and be dirty? I'm gonna try a dirty tactic later.
Give me an insight check. Give me an insight check.
can I?
Thank God I had not
I don't know,
disadvantage.
it's hard. It's
What
hard
was
to
this?
fucking tell. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
You know, he, you know, looks like he's taking it as well as anybody takes, having just lost publicly in front of people. That's a
Yeah.
hard thing to judge how well somebody is. You have to know the person better to know how
Yeah.
they're gonna words.
And not roll an 11.
I'll kind of.
Yeah, and Babette
Do
just
you-
kind of shrugs, like,
What's proper after it? Like, don't we usually say, that was a good fight or something?
Do you
So-
usually say?
Sometimes.
It really depends on the duel.
Yeah.
If it was an amicable duel, very often, but he seemed to be a little up his own ass, so I doubt he was going to do anything polite at the end.
So kind of looks kind of down at that. You see him kind of look down. It's like,
I mean, he was really good swordsman. I mean, he definitely got me there. Hmm.
Honor and performance are very separate things here. Being
Sorry.
complimented and then defeated aren't always taken so well.
Didn't see that. Oh, man, I mean, that was odd though. Do you think that was odd? His that wand that he had was
Well, I
particular.
mean, he probably paid his way to be a more effective duelist.
Yeah,
She's like really puzzled.
hmm. I guess, as you said,
None of shit to worry about later.
I won, and we should celebrate.
Um, how do we celebrate? We just celebrate.
How
So,
much money do you have?
on me, 8 gold, 8 silver.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
It's just a random question. I just sometimes wear things.
Babette has a lot of money. Although I don't know how much she's carrying with her. This is just what my gold I was given at the beginning of her character.
And so,
How much? How much did you lose in the explosion?
I imagine that was all the money you had on you, really.
Okay, cool.
You'd
So
probably
yeah, I got a
know
lot of
not to
money.
leave gold behind.
Yeah, that's true.
so kind of like looks and repeats the question. So how do we celebrate? Do we? He kind of looks to like the crowd. Is the crowd like celebrating or like?
The crowd is just back to like eating and stuff. They had a bigger breakfast and stuff turn out because they knew there'd be more people this time. So it just seems in general it gave people an excuse to eat outside today. And now everybody's just sat around in their meals. You can hear most of them are in conversations about, what's the best thing they've ever seen played on the stump. And, some of them are remarking upon duels they've heard about, or carnivals that have come through,
So like smiles at
bands
that,
that have played.
looks to like and like kind of like looks back after you look at the crowd. It's like, well, at least everybody had fun. Good show.
Indeed it was.
Hmm.
But Arthur seems to be the master of celebrations. I'll let him decide our method of party.
Mm. I don't want to get really drunk again. That fucking sucked. That sucked. I don't even know when we dreamed last night. That was weird. Ugh. The person who remembers everything, not remembering something, it's actually really fucking scary.
Maybe a bit freeing, isn't it?
So I'm just like, just like, not really.
I mean, it's fun to have fun
I'm
like
going
this.
to introduce you to a completely separate and possibly even more dangerous addiction.
So just like cocks his head.
Babette
So,
raises an eyebrow.
Griffin's Perch. And you've heard of this, Babette. All right.
Okay.
So, Griffin's Perch is a casino in the sky. The only way of getting up there is with griffins. There's a couple of different towns that have, griffin stalls that you can take to get up there. I'm saying learn how to fly griffins and go gamble. And turn however much money we've got to 3 times that money, and then we come back down. And you're a smart person, right? Surely you can figure out how to game a system. It'll be fun. Come on.
Babette kind of looks at him and says, "You're really gonna unleash a bull in a china shop?" And she's asking, "We're really letting this fucker gamble?"
So wait, keep in mind, oh my shit, he's gonna be counting fucking cards. And he's gonna be looking at the slot machines and be like, how? Oh, so this is how this works.
He'll say some stuff to you in Thieves' Cant that ends up adding out to, well, they're gonna notice everything he's doing, and while they're doing that, we're gonna make some business deals so that we have a way of cleaning any dirty money that we've got. And when we make those deals, we'll tell them not to kill him for cheating the entire time.
You guys are horrible parents.
Oh, we
You're
really are.
horrible parents and guardians.
Yeah.
Holy moly! What are you
We
doing
have-
to this poor child?
Shark bait. Ooh-ha.
He's just trying to have fun and live. You're doing.
Oh.
You know what? You know what?
Ew.
Zell's gonna read the body
You
language.
should invite that total stranger you met the other day. Tiefling.
My new friend.
Yes. Wait, did you have any others?
Zell would goes quiet and just looks down.
That
Emily
was
does
in
not
character
know.
as Babette.
No, I don't have any other friend. I mean, I think go Esther.
Oh,
Well,
you
what
go
were we
find.
doing?
I figured we could finish up breakfast here, and then maybe around noon head out to the ranch. Get ourselves a couple of griffins. Probably take us about an hour or two to be able to figure out how not to die on them, and then we'd be up there about 3 or 4. Probably be there most of the evening. Maybe they have a hotel.
Go Esther. See. And Zell would start walking off, but then he'll turn around just like real quick. We're just going to have fun, right?
That's what a vacation is
That
for.
is the point of a vacation.
I like to
I'm
think we
gonna
said that
roll
at the
insight.
exact same time.
I'm gonna roll insight because you guys in sync on that shit. So it's like suspicious. 16. He's
Yeah, you
really
have no
body
clue. No fucking clue.
Yeah, my passive deception is 20.
Deception.
Yeah,
Yes.
Zell's just like, what is with these two? Why are they in sync now? This is weird.
Oh.
They
Kinda just-
bonded. They bonded is what happened. For being-
We had a
Zell
couple of
just-
bromance, and now we are the shitty parents.
Zell just keeps
Terrible.
just walks. He walks to the spot because he's just like, I mean, and he's just like, all right, worry about that shit later. Live in the present. He is literally take that as a motto.
Oh, oh god, all of the shit that he's ignored is gonna hit him like a truck when he leaves.
Exactly. By the way,
Oh.
he's taking your advice.
I
This is
know,
your
and Babette
advice.
doesn't realize how literally you're gonna take it. She's like, walk the fine line, push it down, wait until it's convenient. Didn't realize she needed to
Alright.
specify, like, sometimes it's daily.
So yeah. So
Somewhere across town, after meeting up Tirana, Tirana actually sends you a message and lets you know, sorry I haven't gotten a hold of you,
I think
honey.
Sapphire
I
might
just say
be
Donos.
Zephyr said
Anyway,
Sapphire
come
said
back.
BRB.
Somewhere else, Caius is like, I've set up a buyer for this heist. Purchase the Griffin's Perch.
I swear to God.
Synchronicity, guys. This is.
Swear to fucking God.
We're gonna buy out. We're gonna buy the heist.
Oh,
What's the
fuck.
auction house? Let's go there. So it's the freaking black market auction house.
Yeah, Babette's gonna be like, I know a great auction house. It's just gonna take you to the seediest fucking thing. The
How
only
lucky
connections I have are in the underground, okay?
how lucky we are with our money and everything like that. We can like get them out. We're just like,